While 2020 was a year of lessons, and for many, they felt it was a year wasted, which means that 12 months of their life went down the drain, never to be regained. I believe that 2021 is a year of preparation, and I want to help you get ready for what is coming, and will share with you 10 powerful yet simple ways to make the most of 2021. So stay with me. Here is how you could get the best out of 2021 so it ends up being a very fulfilling one for you. The first way is to make it a year of commitments, not resolutions. And the reason for this is that all that resolutions are is that it is a decision to do or not to do something. However, commitments entail dedication, responsibility, and faithfulness. The second way is to use your time wisely. I know that this year may have started off feeling as though it's a repeat of last year because of the many restrictions we're living with in our lives today. But do not get discouraged and do not write it off. Do not let it go by wasted. Let me give you some encouragement. After every war, depression, or fallen markets, things end up picking back up. Because when you're down, the only other place to go is up. And I want you to get prepared and ready for when that time comes around so that you are a part of that upswing and are not left behind. So use your time wisely. The third way is to adopt a theme for the year. And I invite you to share in my theme. And it's one I'm borrowing from, I believe it's a minister in St. Anna, California, who had said these words, although I've adjusted the words to suit me. But basically, what it is to keep your focus and attention centered on a higher image rather than a lower concern. So I'd like to thank that minister for this great idea. If you don't do that, what happens is during your day, there are many lower concerns that are going to come your way to trip you up and distract you from where you want to get to in your life. And some of these are things such as people who disapprove of you, criticize you, condemn you, looking at too much news and videos that are negative in content and nature, and given especially the times in which we're living. So try and avoid those. And if you have to listen to a criticism about yourself, make sure it's one that has foundation to it and it's something that you can embrace and look at how you can improve yourself. Otherwise, discard all those things because all that is going to do is deplete your energy. However, if you have a theme to keep your focus and attention centered on a higher image or cause or purpose or thing, then what this will do for you in this upcoming year, it's going to expand you and grow you. It will improve your life, prosper you. Your life will brighten as you are engaged in a higher purpose or thing. And what you're going to have to do is, once you adopt a theme like that, is to make sure you define what that higher cause, purpose, thing, or image is. And once you've defined it, understand why you want it, what purpose it is going to serve in your life, not just on a short-term basis, but also on a long-term basis. What value is it going to bring to you? And make sure that the stake is high enough so that it is something that you cannot afford not to have. So you cannot help but to remain very focused on it. And what I suggest is to make sure and post your theme around your home or wherever you're working, or wherever you spend a lot of time, so that you are continuously reminded of this theme. And once you've defined that higher image, purpose, or thing, make sure you create a picture of it, post it on your wall, keep these things on your digital device. So whenever you're on the device, it pops up there and it reminds you of where you want to get to. It leaves an imprint on the subconscious level so that you will want to go and get it. The fourth way is to take action once you've established what your higher image, concern, or cause may be. And you will work diligently, consistently, persistently, and with great commitment on it. And what I suggest is that, of course, you're going to have to devise a plan to execute. But if you find that keeping this plan, trying to take action for 365 days too overwhelming, what I suggest is to take your action plan and try to break it down at least into a 6-month period. And say for the next 6 months, I am going to work with a sense of commitment and dedication every day towards it. And if not every day, at least 5 days for the week. So you're keeping it real and attainable. And if 6 months is too overwhelming, then I say break it down to 3 months and work with it. I have a friend who said that he has adopted something called, it's his acronym called BTN, meaning better than nothing. He is trying to take 10,000 steps of walking every day. And when he doesn't feel like it, he's not in the mood, because you are going to have periods in your life when you feel that way. He said rather than do nothing, he's going to take, instead of 10,000 steps, he'll take 7,000. And the day he doesn't feel take 7,000, he takes 5,000. So it's better than nothing. And what this is doing, it's allowing you to take it step by step, inch by inch, to get a little closer to what your higher cause or purpose. And it also ends up keeping you in the game and keep momentum there. The fifth way is do not focus on where you are if you do not like it, but focus instead on where you want to go. Otherwise, you will get stuck in negative thinking. Also, do not focus on your past, especially if it is bad. Again, otherwise, you will get stuck in negative thinking. And what you will have to do is purge yourself of all the bitterness of your past. Because what is going to happen is that you're going to create this higher image or purpose or thing that you're working towards. And as you're trying to get there, you're dragging weight with you. And when you carry this weight and burden, it creates a drag in your life, which prevents momentum. So it slows you down and takes you longer to get there. So drop the negative past behind, so you become light, and you'll end up starting to move at warp speed. All right. Also, if your past were good, I say still be careful of how you look back. If you do, reflect on it only to remind you of what you can do or have, your possibilities. Do not look at what you had but lost in the past, if it were good. Otherwise, again, that is going to create negativity. Look at it as though, look at what I had, what I can do, and therefore what I can create, and even better. Number 6, life may give you 2 types of hard to choose from. 1, hard to stay in a downtrodden situation, and 2, hard to get out of that downtrodden situation, because it's going to require disciplined measures and a lot more. The question is, which hard will you choose? I suggest strongly that you choose the hard that is going to make your life progress in some way. get out of that downtrodden situation. If you don't, and you choose to the hard choice of staying in a downtrodden situation, all this is doing is creating more weakness in you, hopelessness, and helplessness. And in a way, it reflects that you got a bit sickly comfortable in that situation. So I say, choose the hard that gets you out of that situation. And it's hard because it's going to require courage. You are going to have to stretch yourself, go through some storms, fears, and uncertainties for sure. But in the end, you would rise up and build character. At this point, I want to suggest to you to pick up a copy of my book, Insights, a Life Companion, available at Amazon, because this book contains a lot of insights when you have to go through these type of situations in life, and it will certainly help you get through them. Point number 7, I say develop faith. And when you develop faith, what it does, it's going to convert your hard into what I like to call an effortless effort. And the reason for this is when you develop faith, you develop a connection with a creative power, your creator who can bring anything into being. And when you develop that intimate relationship with that creative power, whether it's through meditation, nurturing your spirit and soul in some way by reading scriptures, praying, um, going for walks in nature, you start to relax within, and you do a letting go. And when you let go to this greater power, what happens is that you end up giving up all the inner striving. So your heart becomes converted into an effortless effort to allow what you want to flow in a little easier into your life. The 8th way to make sure you can get the best out of this year is get at least one cheerleader on your side. And that cheerleader must have at least 2 basic qualities. One, the cheerleader must believe with you that your higher image, thing, purpose, or cause is possible and that you can do it no matter what. And the second quality is that when you do hit a roadblock, because often you will, even if your cheerleader cannot provide solutions, that cheerleader is still there for you, supporting you, encouraging you, and cheering you on. But there is a caveat to your cheerleader, which is understand that your cheerleader is a human being. And as a human being, he or she is going to have limitations, will have his or her own problems to deal with, and therefore can only be there for you up to a certain point and only at certain times. So expect that when you need that cheerleader at a particular point in your life, it's quite possible he or she may not be available at the moment in time you need cheerleading. Okay, so bear that in mind. And if you have no cheerleader, then what is going to cheer you on is the higher image, cause, thing, or purpose that you are working towards. That will be your encouragement. That will be your cheerleader every day as you walk around, wherever you have it in your home or the place you spend most of your time. When you see its image, that is going to remind you and it's going to be enough to take you through and to keep focused on what it is you want to accomplish. And if that isn't enough, then I say just look at your current situation that you do not like, and that will cheer you on. In other words, make sure that you are your number one cheerleader. The number 9 way to make sure that 2021 is going to be a fulfilling year for you, I say engage in continuous acts of kindnesses. Notice that when you touch a life in a simple yet kind, beautiful way, you end up feeling like a good person inside and you light up. Because when you spark a light in someone, you end up sparking one in yours. What I'd like to suggest, because currently you may not be able to go out and volunteer and do an act of kindness like you would normally do in the past, I would like to suggest that you be kind and genuinely help somebody you know who may be working at accomplishing or reaching a higher purpose, cause, image, or thing in their life. Do it with a genuine heart and be there for them. And what this will do, it will fuel not only the person to achieve their goal, but it will also fuel you to work on yours as the energy builds. Number 10, the final powerful way to make sure you can get the most out of 2021 and the best it has to offer is to stay grateful. And yes, it's an age old concept because there's value in it. So, to stay grateful means you cannot sit and blame and complain. Instead, try and look within your day for moments at least that you can be grateful for. And try and be a bit more relaxed in yourself and give recognition for every little step you take towards that higher purpose or image or thing that you're working towards. And what this does, it makes your mind stay bright. You give recognition even to the better than nothing steps. You know that you're one step closer. And also, it brightens your spirit and keeps you alive. And it gets you to stay in the game so that you can be a part of the upswing when it arrives.